comment in the GoToWebinar panel or raise your hand letting me know that you can both see my screen and hear me as well. I'll wait for a few people to chime in here. I could get a couple more. Want to make sure everyone can hear me.
Hi, we hear.
All right, perfect. Well, thank you so much for attending the Premier Agent Success Training. My name is Alexa Hancock, and I will be hosting today. Wanted to let you know that everything we covered today is transparent and you are free to share. So I wanted to share our social media handles for you. We've got Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. You can also not only share things there, but also ask us questions and engage with Zillow Group and Premier Agent directly. Now, I work here at Zillow Group as an account manager, and I'm located over here in Seattle, Washington, at our headquarters. My role within the company is to assist all of you, to assist agents in using our technology, in making sure you're as successful as possible if you do advertise with us, as well as I get to travel across the country and engage with you all at our agent events face-to-face. So happy to be here today. And again, you're here for the Premier Agent Success Training. So this webinar today is geared towards advertising agents, helping give you some tools, talking about our technology, and going through some best practices. Now, if you're not advertising with us, that's okay. You're welcome to attend, and we'll go through some just basic tips of building out your online brand on Zillow and Trulia. And just so you all know, I will be recording the webinar today so that if you miss a part of it or you have to leave early, everybody will automatically be sent the live recording. So you can listen back to it, jot down notes from different sections, or simply make sure you don't miss a moment. And I would love for this to be interactive, so feel free to ask me questions throughout the webinar by using that GoToWebinar panel. I'll try and address them as they come in. If I'm not able to, of course, I'll make sure to answer them at the end or follow up via email. So quickly wanted to go over just what we can expect today. We'll dive into a few statistics about consumers and advertising with Zillow Group, and then I'll talk about, now that Zillow and Trulia are under the Zillow Group umbrella, what that means for all of you. If you're advertising, I'll talk about an opportunity to partner with a lender to co-market. And then I'll dive into some of our products and tools, like the how to connect to your CRM, our new Premier Agent apps, and some of the things you can do with it. And then I'll wrap it up today with an actual live profile walkthrough demo. I'll pull up a profile and walk through simply some of the basics that every agent needs to be working on, and be there for questions as well. So let's start with some statistics. First of all, many of you may know this, but Zillow Group is the largest real estate network on the web. So we have the largest audience. Consumers now are starting their real estate search online, and the majority of them are starting it on one of our websites, especially Zillow and Trulia. So last quarter, or excuse me, the kind of first part of Q1, we did find that more than 156 million monthly unique users visited our consumer brands online and on mobile web or mobile applications. So we have this huge consumer set, and a lot of them are really focusing their search on mobile. Now, of any mobile real estate category, we have 72% of that traffic. So the majority of consumers who are using mobile for their search are using one of our apps, and especially if you're an advertising agent, you're benefiting off that exposure, because advertising agents, you know, our over 100,000 agents who are advertising with us are showing not only online, on mobile web, and through mobile applications as well. And just a fun fact, people are looking at a lot of homes. And in April, we saw that about 270 homes per second were viewed on Zillow Mobile. So that's huge. People are searching through a lot of homes. They're really interested in real estate, and they're finding our apps are useful, and they really enjoy them. So kind of who are these people? Wanted to give you a little insight into the consumers. And I'm sure you all know, we have consumers who are at every stage of the real estate process. So investors, first-time home buyers, sellers, renters even as well. But the most important thing to know is that our consumers who are on Zillow and those who are on Trulia do not really overlap. We find that they are separate. They're either loyal to Zillow or loyal to Trulia. So now that we are both under the Zillow Group umbrella, agents who advertise with us are benefiting off these now two huge consumer sets, these two large audiences. And one statistic that I share with most every agent that I work with is the fact that last year we polled our consumers and we found that more than 60% of people who visited Zillow and Trulia within the past year tell us that they plan to buy or sell a home within the next 12 months. So that's a pretty huge majority of consumers who are going to need the assistance of a realtor within a year. And these are the consumers who are reaching out to you, both on your listings and from your advertising. So it's important to know this because they may not be ready right now to buy, but if you can keep them in your pipeline and continue following up, you may make a sale in a year just because you were persistent. So now let's talk about Zillow and Trulia being under the Zillow Group umbrella. One of the biggest changes that brought to Premier Agent, so the advertising product we're talking about today, was that now as a Premier Agent, you're going to be seen in a local market of your choosing, not only on Zillow, but also on Trulia. So you're in front of these two separate consumer sites, but you only have one account to manage. So the great thing is you now are benefiting from the combined profile. Any changes you make on Zillow, whether it is getting reviews or adding a sale, those changes publish automatically online and on mobile, both on Zillow and on Trulia. So I think of the Zillow as a main account you manage, and then Trulia is read-only. So you only have to manage one account, but still benefiting from those two audiences. Now, if you are a Premier Agent, you do have the option to partner with a lender of your choosing to co-market. You can have a lender pay up to 50% of your monthly advertising costs as a Premier Agent. And they benefit from exposure. When they partner with you, your lender will get exposure on your listings, on your profile, and in your market. So they're connecting directly to consumers who need assistance from a lender or who need financing questions answered. And then, of course, it's kind of a win for you because of that shared cost. Your monthly cost will be reduced. And then it's a win for your lender because they do get to benefit from our audience in a way they weren't able to apart from your partnership. Now, if you have a lender, I will show you in the profile demo where you can go to start that connection and to send the invitation to them. Now, moving right along, our new Premier Agent app is one of our product launches this year. Many of you may have it already. If you don't, make sure to download it today. It is a free app, standalone app for your iOS or Android device, and it was built just for agents. So if you have the Zillow app or the Trulia app, you need this one, and this one is what will benefit you as an agent. Once you download the Premier Agent app on your phone, you also get a complimentary desktop upgrade for your online Zillow account. We have a better, newer inbox online that you only get when you download the app, so make sure to do that today. One of the largest, or I'd say the biggest focus areas that we concentrated on was building this app, was helping you as the agent have faster, more productive conversations with these online consumers. So now, when you receive a contact from Zillow or Trulia on a listing or from your advertising, that contact alert pops up on your phone, more instantaneous than before. And within the app, that contact will appear in a 3-panel view. So the first panel you see is the message details. So, what that person was asking, which property, including the MLS number, and which websites they reached out to you from, Zillow or Trulia. Now, with a simple swipe of your finger, you'll then come to the property information page. So full listing details, about the home, MLS number again, and a click to call the listing agent. so helping you connect to them real quickly. And with one more swipe, you'll come to the profile summary. And this was a page I was pretty excited about, because here is where we are sharing consumer insights that we haven't really been able to share before. So what that simply means is if we know information about that consumer, we'll share that with you here, including their search history, their pre-approval status, and their public social media sites. So we'll embed the links right here in your profile summary to those public social sites so that you can, maybe learn a little bit more about these consumers before you speak with them. Figure out, their job, their interests, their hobbies, so that when you finally get in touch with each consumer, it's more productive and you can build rapport better than before. So those are some things I'm really excited about for the app. An additional feature, though, once you have this Premier Agent app, is you can benefit from the new listing video walkthrough. You can take a video walkthrough directly through the Premier Agent app for any of your future or current listings. Now, the point of this video walkthrough is, of course, to stand out to buyers, show your sellers you're really using all technology possible to get the maximum exposure for the listings. But technically what it does is it will help your listings appear at the top of search results. So listings that have this video walkthrough on them get more saves, more views, more exposure. And it's free to do. All you have to have is that Premier Agent app. So it's really easy. Once you find your listing in the app, either through the Listings tab, or you can search for your listing if it's not quite active yet, you are now able to find your listing just on Zillow, post the video, and once it's active, the video will then publish. So now find your listing in the app, select Add Video to begin recording. Once you've recorded it, you will be able to kind of preview it, make sure you're okay with that recording, and then choose one to publish. You'll publish the video if that listing is currently active. Otherwise, you'll save the video if the listing is not active, and then publish at a later date. And I did have a question come in that was regarding, if you already have your own virtual tour or own video, can you use that for this feature? And now, if you have your own virtual tour or your own video, we still want those on your listings. They still are highlighted on your listings, but to get that benefited kind of exposure, that boosted exposure, you will need to take the video specifically through the Premier Agent app. We wanted the consumers on our site to have just a consistent feature for all listings and consistent view for this video. So for right now, we do consider feedback all the time, and so there could be changes in the future. Now, one thing we've heard from agents for a very long time was that our platform, our profiles, do not display teams very well. So we have made some changes to that, and we have a new team profile feature. So if you're on a team right now, or if you are the team lead, listen closely for a minute. If not, we'll be pretty quick here. Now you can have a team profile feature that not only highlights the sales and the reviews for the individual, but the sales and reviews for the team as a whole. So it's showing the experience of the team and kind of almost double attributing all the work your team is doing. It's easy to set up, and it publishes on Zillow and Trulia, but you also still manage this on Zillow, only managing it in one site. To begin setting up a team profile, the team lead will need to begin. So the team lead will sign into their Zillow profile, and under the Profile tab, there's a Team Management option, and what you'll do is search for individual team members and invite them to be a part of your team. You search for them by name, and they have to have a Zillow profile currently to join your team. So that's the first step. Every individual team member needs to create a free Zillow profile, then you can invite them to partner with you. It is easy to also make changes. So if your team changes over time, members leave, other members join, you can of course keep updating your team on Zillow as necessary. Now, the benefit to this team profile feature is not only that kind of aggregate showing of sales, reviews, and experience, but also you'll now benefit some lead management options. What this means is you can set up rules or routing rules for online contacts based on location and or price and percentage to send contacts to individual team members automatically. This will be helpful so that no contact goes unanswered and that you are sending the right leads to the right agents on your team. Now another way you get contacts is from direct phone leads, and you now can broadcast these phone leads to multiple members of your team so that whoever's fastest can answer that call and take that client, as well as just making sure that no client goes unanswered, no call goes unpicked up. I'll show you some basics for how to start this team profile feature when we're in the live demo. Moving right along, I mentioned we do have the option to connect to your CRM through the Tech Connect program. A CRM is a customer relation management tool, and there are a lot of software companies out there that have created some great products. So we want to make it easy for you to use these products if they help you with your business now. We partner with 78 different CRMs to funnel your Zillow and Trulia contacts right into those systems so that you don't have to spend any time doing simple data entry. In the demo, I'll show you where to go to connect to your CRM if you're currently using one. So that kind of takes us to our demo portion, but before I get there, I did want to go through a few kind of additional features here. Specifically, something I want you all to bookmark is Zillow.com/research. We have an amazing team of economists here who look at all the data we have and publish reports, publish trends, things like that. Anything you can really imagine about real estate in our country, you can find here. You can find your local market overview, and so before you go into a listing presentation, I absolutely suggest coming to Zillow.com/research, arming yourself with some great knowledge and data so that you can share with your consumers and really kind of show off your expertise here. And again, you can find this simply at Zillow.com/research. And then I did want to show us real quickly just a listing on Zillow right now. And I want to show you how Premier Agents appear. So this is a listing here in Washington, and on the right-hand side, you'll see we have a box that says Contact Agent with 4 agents. The top agent here is the listing agent. So any listing agent can show kind of in this placement on their listings for free. They just need that free Zillow profile. But then below the listing agent, we have 3 additional agents here, and these are Premier Agents, so agents who are paying for this advertising position. It's very important, if you are a Premier Agent, that you spend time building out your brand, because our consumers have a choice. Every time there's a listing, typically our consumers are choosing who they want to contact, and there's a lot of factors that go into that choice, photo, reviews, sales. So every agent simply needs to make sure you're putting your best face forward and building out your brand online. So that's why we do this live demo. It's talking about some of these simple ways and simple things you can do to build your brand. Starting with reviews. Now this is something I speak with every single conversation I have with an agent. Reviews from consumers are very important because they very greatly influence the decisions our consumers are making. So whether you're a brand new agent or you've been in the business for a while, this is your kind of #1 focus, is trying to get reviews from your clients. How to do that? Starting here on the Profile tab, you'll simply come over here to Request Review. Bear with me just one moment. The system has kicked me out. Now, if you are a brand new agent, I know it can be a little daunting to try and get reviews, but the great thing is for everybody, our definition of a client is anybody who you've given a service to as a realtor. So if you've consulted, if you've showed one home and that's it, let's see if you've done any rentals or property management. This is not restricted to buy or sell transactions that you've closed on already. So really think about anybody you've given a service to, and you can start reaching out to them right away. Now you have a few different options for ways to request reviews. The first option is this Zillow form. What you'll have to do is fill in the email addresses for your clients, and you'll send them a request right from this page. Your clients will get an email from Zillow asking for them to review you. This is kind of a bulk format option because you can send up to 50 at a time. What I like about it is this tracking on the right-hand side. We'll show you who submitted a review, when they submitted it, and when it's published. So you have great visibility. What I don't like about this is that it sends the email from Zillow. So sometimes those emails go right to spam or right to junk, and your clients might not see it. So a different way to send a request would be you can email your clients from your own email account. You can send them a text message or a message over social media. And how you do this is that every single agent has the link to your review form. So scrolling here to the bottom, it says send the client a direct link to your review form. So this link is individual for Alan, so he can copy this link once right now and share it with his clients ongoing. He'll just paste this into an email from his own email account, paste this right into a text message. Any way you can get this to your clients is great. They just will need to click on that link and it'll take them right to where they fill out your review. That is probably my favorite way of sending it out because it's more personal and you can guarantee that they will see it. Now, once you send out that request, they write the review. Your client is going to be asked for an email to validate the review. So that is something I suggest each client should know ahead of time. We will ask them for an email, and then when the review is submitted, it's not published immediately. We do have a team that reads them first, checking to make sure they're appropriate. So that can take some time, and it can range from about 1 business day, sometimes up to about 5 business days, just depending on the volume. So reviews won't be published right away. It can take some time for them to publish onto the site. So because of this especially, it's really important for every agent to not only send out these requests, but to follow up on them. Because I'm sure you all know, sometimes it can be like pulling teeth to get the reviews written and published. So make sure you are working on not only asking for them, but reminding your clients to do it. I would say the best way the agents I work with now are getting reviews is by texting that link, that direct link, just pasting that into a text message, saying, hey, I'm now on Zillow and it's a really important part of my business. Please take a second. Here's the link, and they can do it right there from their phone. But the most important thing is just starting on this, and every agent will start with 0 reviews, and you can build up from there. Next thing that you'll want to make sure you keep up to date on your profile are your past sales. Kind of think of this as your online resume, and you want to make sure your work history is both accurate and up to date. So it's a simple process, but it is manual. So you will have to come and manually add your sales. You can do that right from the profile here by scrolling down to this map. Directly above the map is Add Past Sales. You can also scroll down a little bit further to the Past Sales section and click Add Past Sales here. So there's a few different options. To add a sale is easy. What you start with is the address. So I'm going to pull up an address and type it in here. So 9003 8th Avenue Northwest in Seattle, Washington. Make sure to include either the zip code or the city because it is pulling listings from the entire country. Once I add the sale, it will first pull up different sale transactions that we receive from public record. So Alan has sold this home last month in June of 2016. So you want to look through this list of sold dates and see if that date is already published. It looks like it isn't. The most recent one we have is back in 2014. That's totally okay. Alan will just come down here to the blank row at the bottom and type in his new sold date, which was back in June, and then type in the sold price and which side you represented, buyer, seller, or both. And then simply add the profile. So it's a very quick process, but you do have to do it manually. We do not get this information from the MLS. Now, if you've been in the business for quite a long time, sometimes it's hard to know where to start because you have a lot of sales. So the most important sales to keep up to date here are the sales from the last 12 months. We highlight those initially, so make sure to keep those up to date. But if you've got the time, spend as much time as possible updating any sales, even if it's 20 years ago, because coming back to this profile page, when consumers view this, they'll be able to see your listings and sales map. Any sale or listing you have all time will be populated here, and it'll show these little dots here for your sales. So consumers can see not only, Alan not only in Seattle, but he may also work out in Bainbridge. So if I'm looking in Bainbridge, that might be one more reason why I choose Alan over a different agent. If you've done the work, you might as well show it off. Now, want to make sure we show you where to connect to your CRM. So a couple quick housekeeping items here. Coming up here to Account at the top of the page, we'll then click on Connect to My CRM. So it's quick and process. If you are using a CRM, you'll add your partner, select a partner, and choose your CRM from this list. I mentioned we have about 78 different options. If you do not see your CRM on this list, you can always email techpartnerships@zillow.com and let them know, hey, I'm using this CRM, would love to be able to connect to my account. We're always interested in partnering with more CRMs to make this easier, so just let us know which one you're using. But I'll find one on this list, and let's say I use BombBomb. I'll choose that, and then each CRM asks for you to provide a partner ID. It's different based on the CRM, but we give you those instructions for what you need here. Once I've pasted that partner ID in, hit save, and then any new contact from here going forward will not only update here on Zillow in my online inbox, but also in your CRM automatically. Next, coming up here to advertising, I want to show you where you can partner with a lender. So once you've spoken to a lender, which is always the first step, make sure you have conversations with your lenders about partnering with you. And then once they are ready, you can come down here to Lender Co-Marketing and invite a lender now. You'll put in their name, email, phone number, and then you will have to put in a dollar amount. And this can range from $20 minimum per lender up to 50% altogether of your monthly cost. So make sure when you have that conversation, this is a part of that conversation, figuring out how much they're willing to or able to contribute to your marketing costs. Then hit Invite Lender, and your lender will be sent an email, quick and easy for them to connect right from that email invitation. So next, we're going to take us back to the main profile because I want to show you, if you're a team lead or a part of a team, where you can go to start that team profile feature. Team management up here under profile. Now this begins again with a team lead. So Alan is the team lead, and what he can then do is first start adding his team members to build that team up. And again, each team member already has to have a profile in order for Alan to do this. And he'll just come in here, search for the agent's name or by area, find their profile, and he'll be able to add the team member. Now the team member will get an invitation. They do need to accept that invitation in order to partner, to kind of start that partnership. When the team member accepts the invitation, they also put in a start date for when they joined that team. And that's when they join the team in history. It's not the day you join online here. If you started working on Alan's team in 2012, you would put a date back from 2012. Once that happens, any sales or reviews that are on that individual's profile from 2012 onward will not only still attribute to their own personal profiles, but now will show up in the aggregated total of the team leads account, so Alan's main account. Once you have that team created, you can then start setting up routing rules. Really simple and intuitive here. So I'll simply click on Set Routing Rules. Oh, bear with me just a moment here. The system keeps kicking me out. So I'll take us back here to the inbox. Let's try and see if it'll let me get in here. This is the inbox, which is first of all where any online contact is tracked. And I can also set up routing rules from here. Oh. Well, sorry about that. I'm not able to show that because it's requiring a password, which I don't have. But that's where you'll be able to set up routing rules by location and by price, as well as percentage. So if you're the team lead and you are wanting a little more assistance with that, feel free to contact your business consultant, or I will give you our Academy email at the end, and you can reach out to me specifically for further questions there as well. But here in the inbox page, really wanted to go over some best practices with this and some features you have. Anytime you get an online contact, whether it's on your listing or from your advertising, best practice is trying to respond to that immediately within 5 minutes or less. I coach on calling and texting right away, and then following up at least 2 more times that same day. I'd say at least 4 touches that same day of trying to reach that online consumer. Because any contact you get is consumer driven. You know, they chose to fill out their name, fill out their email and phone number, and to hit contact agent. And so it's imperative when you're trying to work and convert these leads that you're on top of it right away. One quick feature that we have that can help with that is up here in the menu, Auto Actions. Here in Auto Actions, you can come and create an email autoresponder. This email responder will go out automatically to any new online contact you receive, so that that consumer gets something from you right away, kind of like an order confirmation. What you want to do in this email is keep it simple. Alan has written, thank you for contacting me. I would even leave out this middle sentence here that says, I help many home shoppers in your neighborhood. It's not necessary. But even saying thank you for contacting me, what time is best for you to talk? Or, what is the best way for me to reach you today? Make sure in this autoresponder that you ask them a question, and also in that question state in some way or shape or form that you'll follow up. So you want to give them the opportunity to respond back to you as well, and let them know, I got your email, I got your info, I'm going to follow up with you. And then don't rely on this email responder, you still have to call and text. But this is a nice backup to have in place. So once you do have an email template created, you'll simply set as autoresponder here on the right-hand side. And you can alternate, Alan has a few, but you could simply have one simple autoresponder set up at all times. Now, the next most important thing with working online leads is your follow-up, not only initially, but continuously. And I coach on a full week follow-up plan. People are tough to get a hold of nowadays, and they're busy, and they're distracted. So you do have to be very persistent with trying to work online contacts. So what I coach on is, the first couple days, a lot of follow-up. So heavy follow-up on the first few days, 3 to 4 touches each, the first day and the second day. And then for the remainder of the week, make sure you're reaching out to these consumers at least once a day, and vary not only the time, but the way you're reaching out. So you can call them in the morning on Tuesday, and Wednesday you shoot them a text in the afternoon, and then keep alternating that. And agents who are able to do something like that or similar convert at a higher percentage. So it simply helps your conversion rate, and thus helps your ROI. Now, that really finishes up this live demo portion. I have a few minutes here for some questions, so feel free to send any questions my way, and I'll make sure to get to them. But I also wanted to, if you do have to jet out early, wanted to show you some resources that you should bookmark here. As I mentioned earlier, make sure to bookmark zillow.com/research. And if you are a Premier agent, you have a business consultant who is dedicated to assisting you. So make sure you use them as a resource, and they're titled consultant for a reason. Chat with them about not only your profile, but what to do with your advertising. If you want to do team profile, things like that. And then you can actually reach me directly by emailing onboardhelp@zillow.com. I man this email address. I will respond to any inquiries or get you the help you need. So feel free to write that down, onboardhelp@zillow.com. And so that really wraps up our time today. I appreciate everybody for sticking around. I don't have any other further questions in so far, so thank you all for your time. I know you're all busy, so have a great rest of your day. And it was great talking with you all today. Thanks so much.
Thank you.